We've been talking a little bit about Resident Evil 4 Remake a bunch, and a lot of people are really unhappy with that game. First off, it got all kinds of kudos, and everybody's thinking that it's fantastic and saying great things about it. And then Capcom decided to give us some cheat codes, and those cheat codes are your wallet. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, not Valve. I talk about Valve too damn much. Capcom, they have these weapon tickets that you can use these weapon tickets in the game in order to unlock better weapons. So, for instance, I've been playing through the game. I've got like this really, I don't know which pistol it is, but I've got this pistol that I've completely maxed out, and then the next upgrade for it costs me 70,000. Whatever the currency is, and a ticket. And if I want to get that ticket, it looks like the only way to get the ticket is to pay for it, but like $3 or something like that. Now, apparently, I never played the original game, but apparently in the original game, like these were cheat codes. Like you could unlock this stuff through going in and doing cheat codes. Well, they've removed the cheat codes in the remake and instead made the cheat code your credit card. And I'm curious what the panel thinks about this. Carrie, I'm going to start with you. What do you think about cheat codes as credit cards? Are you pulling out your wallet in order to upgrade weapons, or are you going to hold fast and say, we're not doing that here? Let me know.
There's an allegory to this entire thing where I used to really appreciate old arcades, and you would pay to play. And then Chuck E. Cheese came along, and then you would pay to get rewards. And I hated that whole model, and then every arcade went that way. And it's maybe this is just because I'm super old, but I hate it. I hate the idea of paying for cheat codes, because this is, first off, cheat codes in and of themselves make the game worse, even though people don't like. You should only, my personal belief is you should only use cheat codes after you beat the game, because if you just like, I have a rocket launcher on stage 1, you're not really playing a game. You're just bulldozing through everything, and all types of strategy and types of gameplay elements that you would enjoy, you're not experiencing. You're just gunning through it. And then there's cheat codes up in and of themselves, I think, are fun, but they're a fun maker once you've had your fun with going through the game. The problem that I have here, and I don't know if this is the case, if these tickets can be used to purchase to help you get achievements in the game, I am even more against. I don't know if this is the case, but if people are paying this because they're having difficulty getting an achievement, then you're just paying money to get an achievement. And I know that there are games that are specifically made on these stores to just get a cheat, like easy platinum, 10 minutes, just get yourself a platinum. Here's $3. I'm against that as well. But again, maybe I'm just old.
I'm going to say I disagree with one part of that, and the idea of you shouldn't use a cheat code unless you've already beat the game. I mean, I don't use a cheat code, but I don't care if somebody else does. It doesn't affect me, especially on a single player game. Just do whatever the hell you want, especially because I don't care about trophies. And I find achievements and trophies to be annoying because they pop up over top of gameplay and distract me. And they end up getting me killed. So all of that stuff, for me, I don't care about. But I don't like the idea of paywalling stuff that was, like, especially in a remake, paywalling stuff that was already in the game previously. Kyle, what's your thoughts on this?
So I will start out by saying I haven't played the remake, but I played the original on the GameCube and the Wii probably 30 times.
Wow.
And like, I have used the cheat codes after I beat the game and everything.
Get 'em.
I hate this. I hate everything about this. It turns the whole thing into pay to win. It's removing content just for the sake of having another monetization strategy, which I hate. And I don't know if this is true. Somebody can correct me if they have played on the hardest difficulties, but I've heard that both of the harder difficulties on Remake are significantly harder in spots than the original. And if that is the case, and they monetize the weapons that would help you beat that, then they're essentially locking it behind that. And I hate everything about that.
So, Kyle, that's my understanding too, but I can't tell if some of that is because of the dynamic difficulty. I talked about the adaptive difficulty of RE4 last time. And so, like, sure, it's harder, But like in the original, when you die, I think it gets easier. So even professional level, I think it's easier as you die. So it adjusts to your skill level. So that might be why the new version is harder.
Jasper in chat says, let Carrie respond. He disagrees with your disagreeing. Bring it, son.
The only thing I was going to say is you're saying let people use cheat codes whenever. I will say the only caveat that I will say there is people could use a cheat code whenever, provided that they themselves were no longer having fun with the game and they were looking to create new fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm not against it, but the only thing I wanted to say here is that's the only caveat I would do there, because you are actively working against whatever the game designer made to have fun in the game, and you're just bypassing all of that. So that's the only thing. I do agree that people can use cheat codes whenever. However, they should only do it when they are done with the game, even if they didn't finish the game.
All right. Well,
I have a
it
couple
seems
things.
like we agree. That's no fun at all.
Right.
Well, a couple
if you're
things.
no longer having fun, make
Yeah.
fun.
All right,
So-
Richard.
Emilio in the comments pointed out the hidden counter for the difficulty is always 20. So it's 1 to 20. It's always 20 on professional. So the adaptive difficulty doesn't apply to professional. He also pointed out earlier that like this has been a thing for Capcom for a while now, where they're charging for this stuff. And then, I wanted to add on that I agree with the general sentiment that everyone has that this sucks and it's kind of scummy. But I will kind of back you up, Bill, on sort of cheats, right? Like and the philosophy there. So I think like Celeste is the model game for
Yes.
right for difficulty, hard as balls difficulty, but also if you want to turn cheats on, we're going to call them cheats for lack of a better word here, but they call it's accessibility mode in Celeste. If you want to do that, and so here's an example of a way I did it before I beat the game. There was a jump that I needed to complete, and I didn't know if there was a strawberry up there. I had no idea. And I was there for like 45 minutes trying to complete. And then finally I turned on the cheats just to see if the strawberry was there. And then I turned the cheats back off and went back to doing it because there was a strawberry there. So I wanted to complete it. So I turned the cheats on just to see if I needed to do it, if I needed to keep wasting my time. And then I went and did it. So I think it's the model game for accessibility is okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Russ?
you guys are over here talking about the philosophy of paying for this and stuff, and I'm over here thinking to myself, how much is it? Like, can I do it? Because for me, it is about, like Carrie said, it's about enjoying the game. And the thing that's holding me back from playing RE4 is that I don't think I'll enjoy it. It's going to be too hard. It took me 6 months to play through the first one on the GameCube because I would just crawl through every inch of that game because I was so freaked out about some guy in a pitchfork. And so, like, if it makes it that it's a more palatable experience for me, then for me, $3 or whatever it happens to be, and I would be one of those suckers that would actually pay for it. I went through Resident Evil 5 with a friend, and he had already beat it, and so he was able to take his weapons with him, and so I'm like side playing with him. And he had his rocket from the very beginning. And it killed all the fun out of that game. Because we get to a boss and be like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be like. And he would just hit it and it would be over. And I'm like, he's like, but you got the achievement now. And I'm like, but I didn't get to play the game. You know what I mean? And so I've never got to play Resident Evil 5 since then, And so I get it. Yeah, there's a balance there between like enjoying the game and having the cheat and stuff. But I think my example would be that I would have never played 40 hours of Breath of the Wild like I did if I wasn't able to play it on CMU where I could turn on the durability and stuff like that because it was just too much game for me. So,
All right, yeah. Russ is a dirty cheater, and now we can all confirm that.
This is my last appearance on the podcast, guys. It was great.
Well, I guess the question is for all of you: how do you feel about Capcom doing this? There's people in chat that are saying that they've been doing it for a while. I guess I never really paid attention to that. Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Are you a dirty cheater like Russ, or do you want to play the game completely pure like Carrie? Let us know what you guys think down below.